Recently, I've dug deeply into Agent Auth, specifically a new exploratory specification from Dick Hart, who also authored OAuth 2.0, and digs into various patterns for securing agent-to-agent communication centered around agent identity and cryptographic proofs of authorizations and things like delegation, token exchange, all of the patterns that you kind of need to support agentic identity and access management. So in this blog or set of blogs, I dig pretty deeply into the various pieces. So I highly encourage you to take a look at that. The actual exploratory spec is linked from these blogs, quite in depth about the motivation, how the protocol works, the benefits, how it relates to existing authentication authorization specs. And in this video, what we're going to do is dig into a real working demo. So to kind of show this demo, we're going to look at an architecture that looks like this. We have a application or a UI where a user can log in that talks to a backend. The backend calls out to an agent over the A2A protocol, which then may decide to call other agents, and MCP tools could be involved. For this demo, what we've done is we've implemented the AAuth spec inside of Keycloak, and from this set of blogs, you can see I do link out to the various libraries and components to make all of this work. And actually, if we go into step one of the demo, you can see how to set all of this up yourself with Keycloak, with Agent Gateway, and some of the distributed tracing stuff with Jaeger. So this video is going to focus on the demo and some of the flows that are possible with Agent Auth, starting with agent identity. So we'll look at agent identity as implemented in the AAuth spec. And so what I'll show is when we log in to into the application here, I'll sign in with my single sign-on credentials or OIDC in this case, and we'll sign into to Keycloak. When I sign in, I am logged into the app. Nothing to do with AAuth yet. If I take a look at my user, not settings, all tokens, we can take a look at our OIDC or OAuth access tokens, and we can see this is issued by my my Keycloak for a particular user and an audience and various roles and access and claims in this token. So from this agent, what I want to do is I want to call, I'm going to click optimize supply chain here, and I see I get a response. And so what happened here is the backend, the UI, I click the button, it tells the backend, call into the supply chain agent. And what we'll see, I will look at the traces in the call path. We're going to use AAuth to start by identifying who the agent caller is. Who is this backend, and can we cryptographically prove that? And the way that works in AAuth is the agent calls a resource or another agent. It signs some parts of the message, and oops, that's the wrong one. So it signs some parts of the message, and in the signature key header, it says the public key can be found at this well-known location. So the agent takes a look at those AAuth headers, and the message signature. It goes and grabs the public key from a well-known location on the agent that owns the private key, and then can check the signature. And if the signatures match, then we know this came from the agent that it's claiming to be. So let's take a look at that. So I did just call the supply chain agent. If we look in the tracing, and we'll click find traces, we see this happened just a couple minutes ago, and we can see the tracing that, or the traces that happened. The back end here, supply chain backend, ended up calling into the supply chain agent. It went through agent gateway, and if we look at the span, we can see a couple things. First, agent gateway recognizes the AAuth type calls and can do message verification in the gateway itself. And it recognized that the backend .localhost, this is the identity of the agent that's calling the supply chain agent. We can see the auth scheme, and we can actually just go see all of the headers, and we can see that we have implemented the 3 key headers needed for this: the signature, the pieces that make up the signature, and then how to verify the signature. All right, so this is we had nothing to do with KeyCloak at the moment. This is simply just agent identity using and following the guidance from the AAuth spec. In the next video, what we'll take a look at is running the agents in such a way where we're building on top of the identity. We'll build on top of identity, and we'll have the target agent challenge the calling agent to produce authorizations to be able to call the target. So stay tuned to the next video, or take a look at the next section.